Hello, let's do Wordle number 1355 for Wednesday, March 5th. I'd like to thank BritBritBlue7 for signing up as an early access tier. And they added tumor to the to the wheel. So let's give the wheel a spin and see who gets picked today from the members wheel. All right, we've got Colby suggested synth. So let's go to Wordle. Let's start with synth. Well, we start with S. Okay. I like to check like maybe an SL or an SP. Let's get the common letters. So we want L, R, an E, and A would be fine. Those are the big ones. Can I get the L and the R? I'm not like seeing like a Slyer. Will it take an I for Slyer? I know it's usually spelled with a Y. Is there anything better? I don't think Sleer's a word. You know what? Let's try Slyer. Let's just see how that goes. I'm going right into ER, but okay. There's an R, but nothing else. So maybe there's just a vowel after the S, or even like an OU or something, or an OA, SOAR. But let's look at like SAR or something like that. Surge. Sugar. Oh, we can't end an R. Oh, darn. Maybe SP, actually? Spork? Spork's a fun word. I'm guessing that one. All right, still just an R. We're moving it left. I don't think we're doing SR, so we know the R is here. Can't be syrup. I don't know if it's SAR or SUR. SUR actually feels better. So there's like surge and I don't know. Maybe not. There's also Sarge. So those are the only two words that exist: Surge and Sarge. So it could be either letter. What about see, I have to have a vowel now. I was thinking SW, but the R goes third. So let's look at SAR. Can't repeat the R. Already tried it in the other slots. Like, is it like Sura or Saru or what is going on here? SCR is possible, actually. Scram? Scram, get out of here. Oh, it's scrum from rugby. Okay. Scrum is also used in certain forms of management style. What's it called? Why can't I remember it? I just blank on words sometimes, but anyway. Cool. Interesting game today. Yeah, SCR is not easy to think of. But yeah, I was convinced we needed a vowel there, but I'm pretty sure we're just down to scrum. We'll see though. Let's check the bot. So from synth, we had a green S. It would go spare or spale. So it likes that SP a lot. I was trying to do SL and I came up with Slyer, which I don't even think is an answer. I bet it's in the uncommon list. Let's see, SL. There it is. Yeah, it's in the unlikely. But doesn't really matter. It was Slyer, right? Yeah. So we get the S and the R. Holy moly. It says, hey, get close to the answer right now. 8 words left after Slyer. Scarf is interesting. Ooh. Scrub. I think scrub has been possible, yeah. So that's another one. I went with spork. Is that in the answer list? It isn't. Spark is, but not spork. Spork should be an answer, but I'll explain that in a second. If you wait till the end of the video, I'll explain something about the answer list. If you haven't heard my thing about that before. So now it's saying 3 words left: scram, scrub, scrum. So as soon as I did scram, it now only could have been scrum. But yeah, so it could have also been scrub before I did that, which I didn't think of. Probably a good thing I didn't think of it, because if I'd gone scrub here, I still wouldn't know the difference between... Oh, no, they all get each other. Never mind, they all get each other. Just guess one of them. Just guess one of them. Okay. Let's see itself from synth. It goes spare. It was scrum, so that's all we get. And now it goes scrub or scrum, of course. There's only 3 words left: scour, scrub, scrum. So it's got a 50-50 to get it in 3 or 4. Okay, well, let's check cell A. It goes for spunk here. Scrum has that U. Oh, okay. So now it's going to go for scrub. It does not like scrum. It likes scrub or shrub because they get each other. And then after that, you get the answer. So even if we go shrub, we're still just down to scrum. All right, so it gets it in 4, guaranteed. Interesting. All right, so what I was going to talk about the answer list. I get a lot of questions about this, especially from newer viewers. We've got this probable list, and we've got this unlikely list. I call this the answer list and the accepted list. But so Josh Wordle created Wordle, and he did not expect it to have millions of players every day. He just wanted it to be between his group of friends. And so what he did is he did some automated passes on the entire, I think he used the Scrabble word list or something similar. So he took all the 5-letter English words, and he did some automated things to remove words. Like he removed most words that end in S, most words that end in ED, ES, things like that. Most of them. He probably looked for something a little bit more subtle than just anything that ends in S, but my suspicion is something like he removed anything that ends in S that's still a word after you remove the S, or anything that ends in ES that's still a word after you remove the ES, and the same with ED. And for ED, probably if it's still a word if you remove the D or the ED. But anyway, he did some automated passes just to remove words that just wouldn't be that fun. And then both he and his wife went through the list and just picked out words that they thought would be fair. And they ended up with a list of 2,315 words, which would last 2,315 days, which is something like 6 years, a little over 6 years, which is plenty, right? And it was just pre-programmed to just go through the words one day at a time. And so there was just that list sitting there. That's why people know the list in the first place. But then the New York Times bought Wordle, and they made a couple changes. First of all, they scrubbed the list of anything they thought wouldn't be good for an answer. Like they removed, for example, slave as an answer, and a few others. And they that turns out to be 2,309 words. And that was the first thing they did. And then later they introduced Tracy Bennett as an editor. And after she became editor, they kind of just picked the words, I think kind of like 1 week at a time, maybe 2 weeks at a time. And so Tracy will just like pick words that'll come up. And I don't know what her process is. I think probably, and she seems to tend to just stick to the original answer list, but there are a couple cases where she just picked outside the list. So who knows what her thought process there is or how much effort she puts into picking the words. But now that there's a person behind it, you can't 100% guarantee probable versus unlikely, but she's mostly stuck to it. She's only diverged like 2 or 3 times. I haven't counted. But then also the thing is, that means that there can be some very common words that just end up in the unlikely list, because for whatever reason, when Josh and his wife went through the list, they either missed it or decided not to include it. They didn't need a comprehensive list of every single one of these words is definitely fair and common, and every single one of these words is unfair and uncommon. It's, let's pick some subset of words that'll be fair, and it doesn't matter that some of the words that won't come up are also fair. So if you ever like, hey, why wasn't that in the probable list? I think that's a very common word. Well, that's the reason, because not all common words are in the probable list. All right, anyway, hope you enjoyed that little lecture at the end. Let me know how you did on this one, and if you enjoyed it, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.